little bit of Nuke and a little bit of Mirage. Thereafter will be a Vertigo, ladies and gentlemen. It's ESL Pro League 15. And we're here with Chad and Alex. We're going to be bringing this first series right to your doorstep.
Oh, that is exactly what we all needed on a Thursday afternoon. A lovely panel. Kasad Yanko, that's a J, not a W, and of course Trace. Good to have Chad Birchall with me, looking, I would say, bright-eyed and bushy-tailed this morning.
Yeah, something along those lines. I got up early. I wanted to be fresh and sprightly for a game like this. I did. I have 5 weeks to perfect it.
Oh, I love it. I love it a lot. And then we're going to be getting straight in with a CT start for G2. You can see MOUZ have picked it, therefore thrust into the attack, and I'm counting 4 Kevlar vests.
Yeah, P250 right now in the hands of Torzi here, so trying to wield that like the AWP, but it's wicked all blown off. It's misdirection. Nico's going to hear that drop from MBK, backpedaling out.
Oh, it's a hard shot to track, and now MBK's drawing the crosshair away from the cross. Nico's got a lot on his plate, but not only surviving, winning the duel. 3 down secret. And Hunter's lost lobby.
All right, well, yeah, that territory is big right now. Amanek has to worry about ramp and lower.
Oh, he's got a lot again to deal with. His head constantly on a swivel. He's actually focused his attention quite resiliently towards site, but lost nonetheless. 2, now 4 gathered on ramp for this retake, all from the same direction.
Smoking a flash for this. Oh,
yes, a good dink straight to, or rather goosh to Amanek. Util to be dropped, a single flash from Amanek now on his corpse. Starting to advance. It's long range on the Glock, but that's what the P250 does well. Torzi and Dexter combine, and only Nico. He's gone too. And near flawless on the pistol.
Yeah, a bit of a martyrdom there from MBK, right? Just hold Nico. Hold Nico, and we'll get the space. And they're able to get down to lower, and at that point, right, with those rotations, they're unable to... Look, they didn't drop down the vent. They all went to come from ramp, so the fights were pretty linear, right, in terms of one direction. Not everybody's favorite band.
I guess that's part and parcel of this NBK and Nico standoff, right? Is that because it's main, because there is that whole uncertainty of NBK could catch me on the vents, you end up all opting for ramp.
Oof.
Oh, damn. Nice finish. Yes,
they were lovely shots there, weren't they? Okay, well, the 4 spy out here. Hunter, Jackson, Nico into the Deagles. 5-7 for Amanek and a scout for Monacy. Now, this is a map that's been highlighted for Monacy, something that isn't necessarily in his wheelhouse. So I want to see how he adapts as that CT Heaven rotator player, obviously in the ilk of the simples of the world, right? The AWPers who can find that impact. Now, early, already the space taken. Frozen and Torzi are working on a project towards Yard. Down secret, they've been able to guys their cross. Bit of util left over for this. And well, Monacy looking for any info he can here. Needs to be wary of Warehouse, hoping that they haven't slipped close to make their way to Heaven. 3 out ramp, here we go.
Neck and an easy collection. Anything else is golden. That's a ridiculous second. He might have even had a chance onto Dexter, but posting his 4th and 5th in quick succession. He's coming in hot today. The import leader. 5-0. Frozen finds the vents, clears him out, and fills him with flame as Dexter does get that bomb down.
Maybe Jackson, Monacy going to look to hold on to their upgrades right here. You don't want to give away absolutely everything. Scoop up what's been left on the ground from those corpses that Amanek has thrown on out. But that was an interesting debate they were having, wasn't it, about his impact?
Yeah, well, you know where I stand on this. I think we were actually talking about it well, on our first day, LFO G2, just admiring that Amanek has not only filled every role now within the camp.
Oh, the Observer team pointed it out. I don't know if they had seen the blue Galil sitting on the floor there, but picked up now. Jax needs to scamper quickly if he wants to get towards CT spawn because that avenue is, well, now cut off.
But I would echo Yanko's sentiment. I mean, especially when it's last minute, you definitely didn't need a fragger. Especially with Manesi joining this roster, you've already got plenty of fraggers. It's more of a question of just someone to pull the strings and throw the nades.
And the thing is, with the players in the server, the only new one is Monacy, right? He's played with Nico, Jax, and Hunter. Yeah. He's played with them all. So in terms of having someone familiar with just the comms, for example,
people's
it's a good
preferences. Yeah, absolutely. And I think for Amanek, he will serve his purpose and then some. You know, he has so many pop-off performances. I couldn't believe for how long he managed to hold his own in the AWPing role. It's not like it was something that he was ever going to be the star AWPer of, transitioning, at the later stages of your career, but he did pull it off at the tier 1 level and at least hold his own. Manesi now equipped with the scope rifle, just the scout to contain Yard. He's got Torzi and Frozen once again departing in that direction. It does seem like MOUZ's default involves that pair just looking to at least posture.
Yeah, well, the fact that... Oh, okay, hold up. Bit of damage done to Dexter now. The Galil finding...
Oh, that's a finish.
I was going to say nothing lethal, but yeah, Hunter able to wombo combo with his sidekick of Jackson this one. So looking hot to trot now, and this puts them in a very good position. A scout Galil and then the upgraded pistols for everybody. They can actually tighten the screws on this and turtle up if they'd like. They don't need to contest for too much space.
Priorities for MOUZ? I mean, you've got the weapon advantage. You don't have the number advantage.
If they can get across towards Secret, they can force out some rotations, right? At least that's one way to apply some pressure here to this G2 setup. Nobody's rotated lower just yet for G2. I say that, MOUZ has just gone down the ramp.
Okay, m0NESY feels the void ramp, and you've got beamus actually bringing the bomb just as the smoke covers him. So safe and sound, step one. Step two is NBK providing a little bit more of a distraction out towards Yard. Now, the pacing of this could favor them.
Is anyone going to come down and help MOUZ here? m0NESY can come down from ramp with the scout. When's the tell? What's the sound cue?
Maybe this lobby clear.
Yeah, because they have to know that it's likely this is impending, right? The only other option is up vent to top site, and that's accounted for here.
This looks set for MOUZ Sports just to MOUZ, excuse me, to walk into this site. Unless MOUZ feeling juicy again. He's got 4 people and looking the wrong way. They can't believe how clear it is. m0NESY's a threat. And that just past the ear of beamus. Here's about it. Finished off now nearly by Hunter. Damn, the NBK is lucky to be alive. Jax will not let that frag go unreplied to. But that could and should really be it. Nico looking for those spicy 1Ds, but yeah, Jax doesn't even get to ply his trade with that rifle, and they'll lose it all.
That should have been a closer round. It almost came for free, right? That shouldn't have been handled so easily by MOUZ there. And if we do want to call them MOUZ Sports, I think it's okay, but then we have to call G2 Gamers too.
Oh,
right?
yeah.
So we just have to make sure we're giving equal dosages here of the olden days. Just a tech pause as well, guys. That's why we're not straight back in.
Yeah, we should also highlight just how much that upsets both the owners of MOUZ and G2.
Oh, does it?
Oh, I just know Ocelot, for some reason, is so salty every time Gamers 2 comes out.
Well, it was a bad name, wasn't it?
It was, yeah, because we need to talk about the logic of it. We're Gamers 2? Was he?
Yeah,
going for
maybe.
that?
I don't know. Maybe we can get him to explain in a lovely video. And he likes to be on the socials.
You know, before he was like developing brands for like, you know, giant deals for international company, he was developing his own brand. And his brand was wearing a scarf while he played.
I did see that on the internet the other day. Now, look, I didn't follow League of Legends, so I know of his history, but I didn't know that the scarf was a part of his brand.
Yeah, it was pretty much the only part of his brand. And of course, he was in the Chad Birchall school of just be entertaining and your career will be secure.
Well, that worked for him much better than it worked for me.
Shut your mouth. You're talking on a microphone about the game you love.
I don't know. I've seen some photos of the apartment he lives in. Right? He's, you know.
One of these days, we'll sit him down and ask him how we do it.
Well, if I buy a property of any variety, then I feel like I can have that conversation. But until then...
Yeah, the little mud hut in the hills somewhere, just so I know I've got something, that would be nice.
Yeah, and end of days, we can all scamper somewhere, but...
Need backup.
Nah, they're all good.
Okay, good.
They're all good, everything's fine. They just need to get that ready, and away we go. Freeze time starting to tick on down. 3-0 the score reads. And, well, look at this for a first gun round from G2. m0NEK, he's feeling those AWP duties of the past. He's going to pick up a big green early. They've got m0NESY and m0NEK on the AWPs here, moving to the first round of play for the Gunnies.
Yeah, I mean, this is, dare I say it, a lot on the line now for G2. You've got 2 AWPs in play. This next opening 20 seconds holds a lot of weight.
Quickly here as well, Hunter's left with $700 and didn't buy a kit. So if this comes back to bite them in the arse, then...
He's been dispatched for an early line taken. Torzy, equipped with an AWP of his own, is going to be hanging out in a slow clear, frozen to support him. But m0NESY, how long do you stick around? The smoke is fading now.
It'll be forever. Nico's watching top silo for him. Oh, never mind. Well, forever was a bit shorter than I thought.
Yeah, just tagged up a little from the lobby side.
Torzy's gone back to spawn right now to line up some smoke, so there might be just a late Gallivant, right? You don't want to go out there too early and have to deal with Nico's aggression, but he's actually re-aggressed into this position, so stalling them out even further here. And we saw MOUZ have a very slow approach on the T side of Mirage. Well, that molly was destined for Nico's tendencies.
Yeah, I mean, I think just by throwing out that second smoke, he's pulled out a little bit more time from the clock. 60 seconds reached. Frozen lucky to be alive now.
They won't expect this second AWP back ramp here. There's no way.
Yeah. m0NEK. Oh, he's not even flashed. And NBK deleted. More to come. m0NEK holding his own, holding his nerve and steadying the aim. Dexter. A lot of hang time on that one. m0NESY has filled the void, allowed to rotate now down into the site. And MOUZ, this does now look like their time and days are numbered. Torzy trying to find a way back in.
Yeah, we saw them go for some late plays yesterday. Didn't always work out to the greatest success. And considering the number disadvantage, it could just be a save call. They're being given a lot of room here. There's 20 seconds left on the clock. You don't have to give away the AWP, the AK. Well, I'm sure Frozen wants to get rid of that bloody Galil, but All good. Looking like they're going to grab this one. Torzi will take down MOUZ. So there's one AWP on the deck. If they want to continue this double AWP setup, someone will have to be dispatched to pick that up. Nico's close enough to do so. And that'll be it. The round will transpire. And yeah, MOUZ Sports have been playing quite slow, right? I think that was one of the things we highlighted yesterday. If you caught their matchup where they lost to Entropic, it was a 2-0 over the course of a Dust 2 and a Mirage. We had Heku interviewing Psycho and the coaches a little bit earlier, saying the individuals need to step up today to go toe-to-toe with the heavy hitters of G2 for sure.
Yeah, I mean, it is definitely like not the easiest games to open up MOUZ Sports EPL Group A. I'd say Entropic and G2 might be some of the top of the list. And so this is probably a more opportune moment for us to actually see how MOUZ are functioning.
Yeah.
You said to me, actually, I like that this is they're back to being the underdog in this affair, which I think is where they're more familiar. And a good opportunity to see how they function as this new, I say new, full 5-man unit. Stand-ins required for Katowice.
Yeah, this is going to be a measuring stick, right? I think we're going to learn a lot about these teams if they... Like, G2 are going to be a class side regardless. And we already pointed out Amanek's... well, the fact he's comfortable. Oh, that's a head.
Ooh. Surprised we didn't see a wrist breaking in reaction flick, and now MOUZ's still flustered. 2 bodies pushing through, lost secret control, and now the threat is starting to be felt. MOUZ holds the line for now, but the entire MOUZ squad is heading yardside. Looks
slow again, right? We got a minute 10 on the clock. They've taken a little bit of contact here. They have some space to work with. I think they're hoping this is where G2 go for an aggressive maneuver and give up something. A little bit of a mistake, a little bit of an overpeak, somebody overzealous.
Yeah, and Beamer's responsible for a whole lot as he's the only player that detached.
Oh, great.
Through the smoke that could and should have been Nico, but pulls away for a second. MBK still catches him onto Amanek now, that second AWP, and still puts his name in the feed again, consistent in that department.
What did he see there?
Yeah, I think that was just trying through the smoke. MOUZ lives on.
Well, they're going to take the bomb down secret. They've had success here. 30 seconds left. They have to get past MOUZ's AWP.
Should at least be a bait and a switch. Smoke.
They gotta run through it. They gotta run through it.
He's ready and anticipating that. Will not let Frozen slip through the lines. MOUZ gets another. Still trying to get that in my mouth. NBK puts one into the head of Jax, but time too light for him to build into this, and he will go down with 8 seconds to spare. MOUZ. This is my second, sorry, let me get it right, third map of casting him, saying his name out loud. And so I apologize if it sounds not the same as what Chad is saying. It is just the phonetics and the way that our brains work. MOUZ.
Yeah, I was telling you yesterday, when I watched this video of Black Bunny, who does some stuff with the academy team of RV, and I was like, and the problem is, I can't do it the way she said it, because we got a little bit of like the Russian going, MOUZ, right? And I'm like, so I've gone MOUZ, and I feel...
It's just, I think the worst is when I'm ending with an S-y. It's MOUZ.
Oh!
Hello, Frozen. Doesn't need more than the $700 pistol to behead Nico, and that could really build into a MOUZ threatening round here, despite the lighter buy, saving their schmeckles for round 7.
They need to mop this up, right? This is early. This is on MOUZ's pick.
NBK. Oh, and he's not finished. Another one to finish the job. NBK gone. MOUZ doesn't even need to see him. And Hunter, this should be the cleanup. Yeah, Torzi's just trying to find space. They're taking a chance.
One of them.
All right, at the toes, Dexter.
Oh, Flames too.
Ah, that's a lovely finish.
How do you find my gaming posture so far?
How are you finding it is my question. He's gone for the full Elige.
I'm locked in. I am locked in, right? There's no way that I could knock over my tee or fall over or anything. I'm locked into this.
We tried. I mean, we tried. I'm just going to talk to everyone. But we were like, let's try and sit like straight backed and for the entire cast. And I didn't last the pistol.
Yeah, but you're a fidgeter. I didn't expect you to last longer than 30 seconds, if I'm going to be honest.
I really cannot sit still.
But that's all right. You know, some of us have ants in our pants.
Some of us require more dopamine to initiate focus.
Yeah.
Frozen 37 and 4 to find. I reckon he's got another 1D in. Let's see if he can ruin one of these Orphan's dreams. And that was it. That was it. And that's gone. Now Amanek decides he'd like to end the round, make it 3-3. And those AWPs, since being purchased, have been the catalyst to conversions.
Yeah, it's hard to deal with this, right? Because Alexi B was holding over towards ramp for this team, right? When we saw them play over there in Katowice. So having Amanek plug and play in there, if it's a position he's not comfortable with the angles, right? Because Jax used to hold it once upon a time, then put Amanek there with the AWP. It's a very look, easy fight to take, or at least for a first. You got to worry about that little boost. Remember that one we saw coming out from Cadian and Co and all that. But if MOUZ can continue to get the first and then fall back, it's going to allow other players to be activated here. It does take away options for m0NESY, right? Because now if he wanted to take the AWP over towards ramp to add a bit more, variety into his playbook, well, he can't, right? So they might have to chop and change that as we go. But this is all, nice shot, going to be a learning. You see, even though that's against an eco, right? People are like, there's still not an easy shot to hit everybody.
I mean, you have to just have such a good visualization skills, like he can still see them. We can with the X-ray, but no one else can. And we're back in.
That's what we should do today, right? We'll see how the games trend, but if it is looking like a bit of a stomp fest, maybe we can start doing some of the X-ray off, living in the eyes, talking about what they see. It's always a bit of fun.
I also think it's really, it always surprises me how many people, kind of exist around Counter-Strike, don't necessarily play it. For example, my mother's watched plenty Counter-Strike. It was a long time before she realized they couldn't see the X-ray.
Oh, why the glowy men?
Yeah, the glowy men. She just thought that was part of the game. And I know a couple of others who've been watching for a surprising long time before they have that breakthrough. If you don't play the game, I understand exactly why that might happen.
Well, this is a nice opening for MOUZ again to work with here.
He knows, and that's all he needs. NPK, a tip of the dome, release of the crouch key leads to his death. This could have been 3. m0NESY does manage to pluck Dexter between the two of them.
Is he aiming for that guy?
I think he was. And Jax definitely aiming for Frozen. He finishes that off. Hunter, this is the duel to determine how long this round will go. Torzy, despite the low HP, finds him on secret, leaves us in a 2v2. And well, with 38 seconds left, he can pick up that bomb and start a project of his own.
Yeah, limited options here. They could go secret to lower, and Bimus can try and go vent, or at least stall at the rotation, but it feels like it has to be a top pin, so it feels like they have to converge on Jax's position.
Yeah, but you want enough time to pass that lower could be a possibility. If you've taken down secret, it's unlikely there was 2 there, so Jax is still going to be responsible just as he leaves. Bimus confirms it, backside, good frag. And now MOUZ, they know he's likely the ramp player. Hell, Heaven, Lobby, all on the agenda to be cleared. He's opting for the ladder. Timer starts, and an AWP 1v2 with no kit. I think this... Oh, there is one on site, but as they partner up, understandably, easier to trade off of that bolt after the first sniper shot. Makes a sound. I think it was inaudible to them. He's going to start to assume it's Hut and Squeak. Great plan,
nice.
Great plan, great plan. Yep, they can't touch it, and that is MOUZ recovering. So after the 3 back-to-back double AWP wonder rounds from G2, MOUZ have found a remedy.
And here's an issue, right? Nico obviously gave up that opening death on the Deagle round. Now he has no cash, right? He had to reinvest. He's got 1,700 to his name. There's enough money for them to be able to get a buy going. If m0NESY goes into the AWP, that means that Nico's just going to have to wield the Deagle here, or someone's going to have to feel generous. But this is a great opportunity for Xtaz to get on the mic. So good to see him behind the boys. Didn't have that same opportunity over in the Katowice playoffs, but he's here now and able to contribute. It's crazy. MOUZ was in his role during the semi-finals and the finals. And Xtaz was sitting in the hotel room, I'm sure, stressing out.
I'm sure, Chad, if you were, let's say I arrived in my little time machine, right?
Okay.
You're wearing your Vox Eminor jersey. You're just outside the smoking area in Katowice. It's 2015.
Okay.
You and Top Gun are there, and I walk up to you, but I look a little different. I've lost some weight. I'm wearing jewelry. You're like, who the bloody hell is this guy? And I say, hey, it's 2022. An Australian wins Katowice, and an Australian is in-game leading MOUZ Sports. Would you believe me?
No, probably not. Probably not even at the time. We were just happy to be there. I think that was our motto.
But it's just so cool to see how far. And NBK's on the team as well. NBK's on MOUZ.
Yeah, okay. Things are getting a little bit strange then. You'd be telling me there's a 16-year-old kid who's doing it better than the best. Well, let's see, because these consistent smoke walls have been a bit of a drama here. Curiously enough, you can see this purchase. They have been able to get an M4 into the hands of Nico, so making that cash splash, but they're short on util. They don't have a kit again. And an aggressive lobby maneuver for Jax here.
Read was great. Jax is just quick. And one of those top site players, every time we watch him on Nuke, he just seems like a real pillar for G2 on that top site.
Okay, so this is an issue now. Space taken towards lower again. They parked the bus of Frozen, who can be the late man through Warehouse, just highlighted. And the question is, just silence seems to be the key for MOUZ. So G2 have to be asking, what's going on, right? Where are they? What space have they taken? They could still just be sitting quite passively outside lobby now, but on MOUZ again.
Yeah, and interestingly enough, not broken the window. He can position himself in this sweet spot so as to focus on Decon first. He's got the glass sound cue. He can just focus on Decon, but through this flash, through the smoke, doesn't even get one. And now with the bomb down, a big decision to be made, Chad. Fight or flight?
Oh, have a fight now. They've got one. 3 on 3.
Yeah, and another one found. Manesi does catch Torzi's repeat. This does bode well. NBK and Frozen, just Galil's now just Frozen. He's
Remember, no
nowhere
kid.
near the side. That's true. This is certainly a winnable round if he has the element of surprise.
plan.
If he has the element of surprise, he has the presence of mind to go quiet now. Strikes, Jack's gone, bomb open, Molly as well available.
It's perfect.
This could be perfect. Drops it on the site, confirms the AWP presence, wants to bait the shot, but Manesi doesn't flinch.
Oh, I don't know if there's going to be time. There's not going to be time.
The Molly alone has won the round. That was glorious. A 1v3 from Frozen, late from ramp. And G2 in that low site. Another chapter written as the 5th round's fine.
I feel like G2 might have to default to the little anecdote that I tell every time we talk about G2 on Nuke. I take everybody back to 2019. After the Starlighter Major, they add Nexa, they add Hunter, and the communication's a bit of an issue because they've just gone French into now an English-speaking team. And we were getting to watch them, I believe it was a dream hack, and they just had to go aggressive lobby. That became their CT side playbook, and not for the same reasons right now, but for the fact that they are losing so much information towards Yard. They're operating in the dark, and MOUZ are playing, well, like they're pulling teeth. It's very slow Counter-Strike here.
Yo, that is very quick out of Frozen. He disrespects the Molotov, and therefore, just as the smokes bloom, he's down. He'll have good pace for this. I'm not sure if Monesi's going to be entirely prepared.
Yeah, I just said slow, and of course they go so fast.
Yeah, wow, that's the bomb and the frag, and not quite the retreat. Now replacing him as Hunter, and very short-lived on his attempt for a rebuttal. Now low side lost. Amanek and his signature 5-7 at this point. A lot of pressure on his shoulders, and MOUZ set up for another slam dunk.
Yeah, this should be another round here. And the thing is, with 2 Famises and a 570, really want to save? Do you want to contest? Next round, only 2,400 as the loss bonus. So, look, the economy dictates they should probably go for it. But look at MOUZ. They get the space, and they're happy to hit the brakes. They know that the kills are going to come their way. If they don't, there's a contingency plan. They've got a couple of mollies, a couple of flashes to work with here. So much space, and they're just kind of taking one part of the map and waiting.
Yeah, just like an anaconda, slowly crushing the Samurai. Grouping up silently, and this is the clear. I mean, this can go wrong. Too quick frags, and suddenly Torzi doesn't let it happen. Close quarters. Spots out another NBK,
Nice shot.
Very quick on the draw. And that likely is all we see. Jax might just try and catch an AK upgrade if he can find one. And even that seems like a little audacious maneuver.
I want to use this little moment right now that we have because it's going to be stalled out. If you missed the desk, they've been mentioning it over the last 2 days, but they're doing a bit of a Mei review. I think that's how you say it. The Mei-Meis?
The Mei-Meis, yes.
M-E-M-E.
Yes, Mei-Mei.
Yeah. And the Mei-Meis, if you, I think it's use hashtag ESL Pro League. It might actually be more of an astute name that is a little bit more meme-focused, but use the hashtag, tag Trace, Kassad, Yanko, you got Parler on there, Maui, Alan too, tag them, send them your memes, and if your meme gets selected, I believe there is a $50 gift voucher for the ESL shop.
Yeet.
So if you want to get yourself a jersey, I know they've got the MOUZ Sports ones. They're me and OJ at Katowice. We went shopping. We went out and checked the merch stand, having a look. I said, OJ, you're into bike riding. Do you want the old MOUZ jersey? Because that looked like they were doing Tour de France. He didn't want it.
He didn't?
No, he didn't want it.
I found one of their retro MOUZ Sports garbs in my closet, and it was kind of a netted shirt.
Okay.
Kind of a
netted shirt.
Ex-MOUZ netted shirt. I don't think I don't recall ever wearing it, but I need to find a purpose for it.
Do what DJ did. Did you see he got his mum to make a bit of a blanket out of it? A bit of a quilt?
A quilt, I believe.
Quilt.
Yeah,
is that the official terminology?
I think quilting is the process of turning something into that.
Okay.
Yeah. No, I hadn't considered it, and it's an inspired idea.
Followed by the silence.
I'm just thinking of all those event shirts and just
where they are now.
how hideous they are.
Where are they now?
I don't know, man. Honestly, in a pile in my wardrobe.
I put them in the donation bins.
Yeah. I just couldn't, I can't let go of the gaming jerseys that are given to me because I just, for some reason, I visualize 65-year-old me with them all in frames.
Okay.
I don't know.
No, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Same with the lanyards.
Yeah, like, well, I don't know what I'm doing with those, but at some point, I'm convincing myself I'll get the players to sign them, and then I'll be old and I'll look at them.
Sentimental.
Yeah. Oh, bloody Nessie, nearly 2, and actually Nico combines with him. This is a threatening round, and don't forget, there is still that save rifle on Jax. MOUZ, talking about contingency earlier, do you commit to this? Don't forget, so Beam is still responsible for lobby.
Yeah, I think you just call Frozen back to pair up with Torzi, right? And those two can try and worm their way forward. 40 seconds left.
Safe assumption,
Back turned.
Safe assumption there's someone lingering, and now Beamers, holds his nerve, clears out the ramp player's aggression, and is there just going to be one on the top? It must be Jax.
And he's just going to chill out. I feel like they should be able to get into topside here without too many qualms.
Yeah, I mean, he is typically hiding behind this silo, so...
Look how quiet this is from MOUZ, though. Like, honestly, look at it. They just... there's nothing scarier than the unknown, right? What is it that Edward once said? Not the Edward that you guys are thinking of, the Edward that is... I'm probably going to use...
Oh, Edward Cullen.
No, not the vampire. Edward, the mental coach for Complexity 100 Thieves. Yeah.
There is nothing more...
What is it? Ambiguity breeds anxiety?
That's the badger.
Yeah.
Yeah, nice.
I don't know. I didn't know what ambiguity meant. I did have to Google it, but I learned.
I Googled a couple of words recently. I took screenshots of the new words I learned. Let me see if I can find it.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. Let me see if you didn't know this either. Weird ones. Screenshots.
Weird words with Chad and Alex. This could be our segment. I was thinking of doing a mailbag or setting up a P.O. box.
Both good.
But the P.O. box, I'm like, will people actually send anything? That's a question I have. I'm not sure if anybody would actually send any Go gear in. Look, I'm going to be honest with everybody playing at home. 7-3. This is stellar work from MOUZ. Just to actually get back to the game for a short moment. Don't worry, we'll go back to life real soon. But this is, look, I'm not going to try and spruce this up and say this is like jazzy, flashy CS with all the fun bells and whistles. It's going through the paces. It's playing very slow CS. It's playing percentage Counter-Strike. And it seems to be working quite well.
And in my humble opinion, I'd love to hear how this interacts with you. No, I couldn't find them. But, you know, is this also probably the perfect response to a team that's going to have to rely on reactive plays?
Indeed.
It's hard to be reactive when there's nothing to react to.
Yeah, you're canning the move just with your pace here. And Nico's bought a buffer.
Yeah, and that's what we're talking about. That's 2 rounds in a row. Nico and Manesi partner up and make early impact. 3v5, and already Amanek can win the round. That looks great. Beamer's gone, unless Torzi's feeling heroic. 1 back from the T-side AWP, but he'd need a whole lot more. Hell occupied and cleared. Now quick on the shoulder. Damn, that's just an elbow actually poking out from Manesi, and he's already secured the round. Dexter, he started very strong, 4-0. Now finds himself 6-8, cooling off somewhat.
Well spotted now, bomb noted. Minute on the clock, and well, he could just go slow again. If he gets a couple of kills, that's great. Obviously, damage is still name of the game, but Nico's down. I guess, in a way, in-game leader on in-game leader action. But yeah, trundling down the vents here. Not many options unless...
Wouldn't mind a plant. It's just not going to happen.
It's back turned. And there you have it. Okay. Well, we will call that 4 on the board now for G2, but it's been quite laboured. And Yanko once said to me, or maybe he was saying it on a desk segment, and it was in my general direction. Yeah. But he once said, you can't be strong everywhere, right? And when these aggressive maneuvers come towards yard, and let's say they were going to go for a top pop, or they were going to pressure ramp a little bit earlier, or they just completely take all the pace out of it, they can't overstay their welcome there. We already saw that within the earlier gun rounds, right? So the fact that the pace that time from MOUZ was quicker, they were almost going into the jaws of G2 there. This is where if you're Cyclone, you get back on the mic and you go, look, boys, I know we are taking our time in these rounds, but we're winning them. So let's just keep doing that because the W is going to feel much better than the big L.
Yeah, for sure. And I mean, that's the first time they have thrown a bit of pace into the mix other than the bodies down secret quick. And that was when Manesi and Nico both connected on those opening frags, fully equipped. Still, I mean, a 7-round haul on your T side by virtue of that 3-round start. It does look a little juicier, but the 3-0 off the back of that pistol. Now we see us, well, a full gun round. I say that with MBK's Deagle.
Yeah, and money's already quite skimp over there for MOUZ. So the damage they've been sustaining, that's another great shot here. The yard aggression paying off. Buckets and spades at this point.
Yeah, he is looking well drilled.
Good to activate him, right? You want to get him active like that. And he is so quick. Those type of fights, like, look, they're not the percentage shots, but they're the shots that he can hit. Just that quickness that he has about him. Oh, through the smoke, a bit more damage done to Bemis here. At least MBK can pick up that AWP. Not known to be an all-Brazil MB. Well, actually, tell a lie, Source days. It's recency bias coming into play.
Well, talking of recency bias, I think recently Hunter has been the shining beacon for G2. Maybe we start calling him, we call Nico Hunter's cousin.
Okay,
At this moment in time.
We can flip-flop around.
Yeah,
Just
exactly.
whoever's performing the best.
Yeah. Good to see Hunter's cousin grinding away here in round 12. And of course, Hunter drops his ult at about 45 seconds. That wall buy is a lovely deep one as well. You do not walk through that. That essentially, I know we say smokes don't operate as a wall. That one pretty much does. If you're walking through with a grey screen, and just as I say that, now they're actually posturing to walk through it. Beamers, Dexter, considering it. A flash would go a long way, and that's exactly what he opts for. As it fades, they look to pop top. In we go. 2 to receive. The main is smoked. Hut is clear. 5v4, they need a way in. Beamers trying to provide it, and it's Jax. He just catches those timings and finds the heads. Quick response, though. It's not impossible. Feeling more so. That's Frozen looking to adjust. A quick one onto Nico. If he takes the head, look at the sharp shooting. Manesi saves G2.
Woof. Lovely shooting from both sides there, right? Jax with his little impact from back of sight. I'd love to be Hunter in that situation, getting set up, you know, being allowed to bait your teammate. Now, that Frozen banger, bang, bang. Like you feel once you get the first two, the third could be likely here. But this is Jax, right? And he traditionally plays this position. So by him fighting, this is the whole point. He needs to go down to bait them into Hunter's lair. Hunter grabs one, but then Frozen. Yeah, there were some stunners of shots to make this one interesting. Quick from Monacy. Time would have become a drama too, but all in all, still a chaotic end to that one. Now down to just the pistols here. G2 have actually been able to push them on down, humble the economy, and give themselves a bit of a platform here, because 8-7 on the half with how things have gone, this would be great for G2. And starting to look more likely now as whirring into control as some of the members. Take a little bit of a... oh, hold up. Here we go, the Eco Bash with the orb. Everybody's favorite. He's seen enough. Oh.
It's one of the orbs you really don't want to try there. Try your luck and bait a shot. More often than not, he seems to hit them.
This is one of those things as well, right? Like the amount that players will reroute or reposition, right? You could take that fight, but I could also rotate back. I know they're on pistols. I could allow them to walk into closer territory where, say, Nico's rifle lies. Perfect.
Yeah, he's ready for that as well. Nico lets MBK slip. Manesi returns for a frag or two. Just shy. More bodies there.
There's another flash coming here as well. This is so stalled out, right? And it is just like, it's Glocks. It's a Deagle, it's a P250, so making sure they're milking through any bit of util, and that's massive. Frozen again!
That is what they were waiting for. A way in. Now they hit the W key. Hunter times it to perfection for a multi. Ready for the swing. The USP, is dicing with NBK. Support has arrived, and the round not concluded yet. Beamers takes another one down, forces the rebuy on both of the Kovac cousins. 6-7 though, G2 getting that necessary round, and as you discussed, getting much closer to being more competitive on the half. And 8-7 sounds a whole lot better than what it was looking like.
It's so frustrating in that situation if you're Nico as well, because you're like, there's just something that's like, can I just kill him? Please, can I just shoot him? And then you're right, that's exactly what happens. You know, you overpeak, you overstay your welcome, you want to get the kills done, and you give away a couple of extra guns, which may come into play here if they lose this one. Guns are back out for MOUZ now. Let's see what approach they look for. The aggressive yard maneuver of the CTs is not in early play. Nico's on his lonesome. They've repositioned Monacy in the early stages of this. Smokes landing over towards yard. You can see them flying through the sky. Exchange of HEs. And here he comes.
Okay, this is a nice change-up. Kenny S was telling us this is one of the most powerful ways to utilize your AWP early, and not if MBK is that accurate at range. Damn, straight to the head. No chance for a reposition.
Getting secret control has been pretty important for MOUZ, right? Being able to get down there, being able to do the late plays, sit and wait like we were talking about. Musical chair, well, it's not musical chairs, musical statues is the one I was thinking of.
That's a game I haven't played in some time.
I don't even know if they still play it. I wonder if it's still around the traps, but boosting up and over of red here, so just past the line of sight of that CT defender. Slither gap from Nico, and yeah, they are going to want to work on this cross. Now they know that, hello, here you go for Nico, tap, 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 and he's not going to get it done. MBK with another blinder.
Yeah, this is a really good sign of life from MBK. MOUZ have overcome the disadvantage and then some. Amanek is here to pick up the pieces. In the absence of Nico and Monesi, you can count on Amanek. Posted his 8th and now returns the advantage. It could be very short-lived. Dexter needed that, and now down the vents, they join up. This could be a bomb plant. Who's there to stand in their way?
Absolutely no one right now. Both players on the top side. They're going to have to start rotating in. Amanek to come down secret. They've definitely heard the audible of the plant right now. Jax has the most treacherous path down to the vent and the sound queue too.
Now, I mean, Bemis is on a timer here. How much have they thought this through? They have to clear the single stairs. Oh, he hates it. Jax re-peeks in. Amanek nowhere to be seen on Bemis' screen. Dark hard clear. Great crosshair placement. He knows Nas was single door. Plenty of time for this. Bemis is going to have to play games with the door, with the bait, with the fake. Knows he's not on it. Amanek's smart. Bemis might be smarter though. He's playing a horrible game. Look at the power of that door. Okay, a little frustrating up against Bemis, but he has pulled MOUZ a crucial 8th. That was G2 potentially leveling out this half. That could very well have been an 8-7 towards G2, but now the half has been won by MOUZ.
And if we just go back to that eco round towards Yard where Hunter and Nico went down, right? They were just posturing, they were just waiting, and they end up dying. Well, you see the ramifications of that coming into this next buy round that you're all going to see, the last round of the half, where actually the CTs are pretty broken. They've got an M4 out, they've got a scout in play, the Deagle, a CZ, and a Famous, with very light util and no kit. But this here is so annoying. It's so annoying for poor Amanek to have to deal with. But we are back into the play. Aggressive lobby maneuver immediately. And well, Bemis is going to start relaying that straight to Dexter. Information gathered. That's where I thought it was going to get a bit more exciting and they were going to start going faster. But no, of course, we wait. Hurry up and wait, I think is the expression.
I know lots of teams very capable. Okay, so Amanek's going to be actually set up for a really nice boost. And plenty of telegraph from MOUZ. Frozen can peek over this smoke. He's got his route really well ironed out. And he's actually managed to force Amanek off the line. And look at this. Jax has beaten NBK in the most fruity of duels. He might even get another one. Get out of there. Mission accomplished. I mean, you want some aggression out of G2. It took you 15 rounds to see it. Straight into the lobby and killing T-Roof.
Well, this CZ couldn't be more perfectly placed here.
Oh, that quick switch is awkward as hell with a CZ. I can't believe he's not been punished for that. And now Jax on floor. Great angle. He works this usually to perfection and nearly to. Softens him up. And Deagle, very soft for Bemis and one to the spine. Okay, call it 8-7. G2 recover with that slightly broken buy. Not quite punished, but call it 8-7. Could not be closer. We will take a quick break and continue to see how this series shapes up. Day 2, ESL Pro League Season 15.
Hey Future Pros, back on Nuke this time with a nifty smoke from Frozen that will give you a cheeky one-way for outside. To throw this smoke, get into the corner next to this door at main. Aim along this line in the mid.
It could have been more though, Chad.
Definitely so. I think that this slower approach from MOUZ coming out the gates here left G2 hanging in some of their more aggressive maneuvers, but getting able to get on top of that economy. G2, yeah, they made it decent, right? They made it, and I think Nuke at this point, right, it's still a CT map, but how much are we talking here? A 2 or 3 round margin?
One of the things on our checklist for that first half was Monesi getting familiar with Nuke.
Yes.
17 frags, being that roaming, heaven, hell, ramp, rotate. He did it all. Presence outside, aggressive. It was nice to see, and he is at the top of the scoreboard. Rewarded for it. Now, him and Nico are on the way for a little bit of a pincer into the top side.
Now we have to keep in mind here. Oh, hold up, lobby aggression as well. So Dexter on a.
Oh, just
that's the bomb.
Away.
That's the bomb.
Spotted Dexter again. Don't forget, he's got impactful pistols so far here at EPL. And Nico caught grey screen. Well,
2 bullets and 2 kills. Frozen shot 1 and Dexter did the same. So
it's going to be as quiet as the first half.
Yeah, and I thought we'd have a different pace to this, but something I wanted to highlight was the fact that Nico having an in-game lead, oof, Dexter again, might play into, you know, his individual ability a little bit, right? If we give that excuse to actual in-game leaders, we have to give it to Nico, who's now doing it in much more of a, well, let's say hardcore environment.
Yeah. I mean, it is, what's the word? Strenuous circumstance?
Yeah.
And Dexter confirms he is still holding and present on trophies. Got Torsey to count upon. Here they come. And yeah, you are just going to have to be stubborn. Jax actually creates the space with the frag, and he can go and take that heaven position. Okay, so, I mean, this would be quite the recovery. 3v5 into 3v4, but now they get the timing right. 2 top site, they scream.
Jax can come up.
Pushing in, backs a turn, he needs another. Jax on for the 3rd long range. It's MOUZ that finds it. This is MOUZ recovering.
Frozen stuck in the vent, one of the worst places here. Dexter was also towards lower. He has to come up secret. This sucks for MOUZ on the retake.
Okay, Dexter, you tried. And you failed this time. Walks into main, and that is G2 3v5ing. Just like that. Just like that.
So casual.
Yeah, I mean, you've got to give some credit to MOUZ and Jax. The fact that they managed to not only react off of that info, but get it safely initially. MOUZ screaming at the top of his lungs to there. Oh, there's a world where they both fall to those clicks, but time is of the essence and no kit. This is just for extra stats.
And brownie points.
Yeah, or whatever the scout equivalent was.
Scouts badges?
Dude, Did
you get badges?
I bought a shirt from a vintage store the other day.
Okay.
I don't know, I was just feeling motivated and inspired.
Okay.
I sent a picture to Henry.
Okay, well this face is telling me you didn't get approval.
Well, he told me that we'd already thrown something identical to it in a bin in the Netherlands at some point.
Okay, I see. Yeah. Okay, well, maybe you're reminiscing.
But the reason I'm saying it is because it's like an old vintage Boy Scouts of America shirt.
All right.
I figured I'd like customize. It's got all the patches and stuff.
Okay.
I don't know. I was getting really creative at the
You still
time.
have it?
Yeah, it's in my wardrobe. Should
Maybe
we whip
you
it
can
out?
wear it one day, and we can see it on the show.
How about Friday?
Friday sounds good. That's tomorrow, by the way.
Yeah. Okay.
Well, they're quick on the cross here, and I like the pace.
That's a kind of round up to MOUZ is starting to spread his passion for this mobile MAC-10.
23,000 kills on his stat track, everybody.
3K. Wowzers. Who needs an SMG when you can just use the Deagle? Monesi's taken a chunk out and finished off nicely. Torsey 2 from the scout in quick succession leaves us in a very dire strait. Looks like MOUZ have found a recovery, and unless that really did drop the ball there from MBK, it doesn't look like there's any way back in.
Well, the man we were talking about with the plan has his signature weapon in a 1-on-4. He just won a 3v5. Let's see if he can do a 1-on-4 scenario right here against these low buys. This is the first, an essential first.
23,001.
Sustained a little bit more damage than the 1v4 I was picturing in my head would have liked.
Is there any sort of like crazy movement trick I can do to fly out of that vent? Like, you can launch off the ladders, can't you?
Yeah, when you go up on the diagonal, right, you get a little bit more speed, but look.
You can't, even Bemis doesn't miss that.
No,
doesn't.
And if he does, Frozen doesn't. No. So between the two of them, MOUZ would have been dead meat, and probably still likely to be that way. Back turn towards main. Deagle was better at the range.
If for some reason he's only looking at vent, you could hard clear Bemis. He's not, because he's a gamer. And that will be MOUZ going 1-1. Quick recovery from a lost pistol. We will not see that 3-0 conversion for G2 in the same way we did on that T-side. And it's worth mentioning that because those rounds on T-side are worth their weight in gold.
Indeed.
So winning that T-pistol and getting the second round conversion, it really is a compulsory, dare I say it. Now G2 are going to have to operate at a bit of a disadvantage. They aren't going to go down easy though, Chadney. What do you reckon of this?
Yeah, okay, I understand why. As you're mentioning, this early stage of the game here, the tug of war economically is going to be important. So if they can bounce something back and maybe not just rush ramp and all split up when they get to the lower site, this could be a more interesting looking round. I would love for Yanko and Kassad, if they're listening, of little things like what they just did on the anti-eco there. A harsh critique. I want a harsh critique, because that wasn't necessarily MOUZ doing anything right. It was a lot of things that G2 were doing wrong. So if they're listening.
Okay.
But yeah, so just having to ping pong around the map right now, right? Because you want to use the most from this scout and this AK. For the pistol players, getting a kill is great, but if they can find info, so then you can bring in the big bad brother to use the AK-47, help find a kill. That's what we're looking for here. So couple of ports of calls available. There's MBK down towards the lower site if they can cross secret. Nobody is watching Yard right now, so they have a very clear passage, quite curiously enough. If they do want to make their way across, nobody will be greeting them with any form of information play unless Frozen peels on back towards Heaven. But 45 seconds. They are starting to cross now, but going into the lower, they don't have any utility. They're really just hoping for a fight. And MOUZ, as they did on the T side, well, they're doing similar scenes on the CT side, and it's much easier to turtle up on the CT side, let me tell you that.
Yeah, Dexter did catch a nice timing on the pistol here. Wonder if he can do it again. That would be the AK player he'd find.
They're not finding any kills, so they don't have any ideas.
Yo, I'm worried about Hunter. No one's got his bottom covered. No one. No one. He's going to be so focused top side. Dexter's about to completely pull the rug from under them. Ah, there goes the weapon. Just like that, and there's the second. Fortunately, Manesi slaps with the scout. Nico finishes that, but here, Lobby recovered. Nice work from Amanek. He might have saved him. He might have saved him. Oh, it's not fun for NBK now. He knows as soon as he takes that Amanek duel, Nico hits the swing. Kit, not present as it stands. Tries to bait the swing out of Nico. There's another one on site as well. We need to see Frozen become a part of this, and quick. Nice. So only the one. Nico does connect, and now, yeah, multiple targets. Looking for transfer. No time. Jax can dance around the site, and this, again, G2. Wrestle for control. You call it a tug of war. Yeah, both teams' feet slipping a little here.
Well, that one right there is as frustrating as the one that BMS was able to win against Amanek in the first half, right? Just dancing around, using the props on the map to your favor in those late round situations. But this, guys, I'm going to have to be honest with everybody at home. This is real slow CS that is like 0 to 100, where it's so coin-tossy. It's such coin-tossy CS right now.
We don't call it high-level pugging with a smile?
We tried that yesterday.
We did.
We tried that yesterday, and we definitely got some. But this isn't.
No,
it doesn't feel the same.
This isn't that.
Like yeah. All right. Well, we'll see how this one simmers on, because maybe it gets a little bit nice. You know, when it starts to reduct, you know, it becomes a bit more like a sauce.
I like what you're doing there.
So yeah, I'm getting a bit.
Like the sauce right now, it's kind of thick and lumpy and watery at the same time.
Nobody wants it.
No one wants it. But you know, if we continue to reduce,
yeah, it could get to where we need it. Make sure you continue to stir.
I realized I've been making a big mistake with my minced beef.
Oh, yeah?
You know, you're not supposed to stir it. You're supposed to let it brown on the one side before you mash it and spin it around.
Really?
Yeah, I had no idea.
All right.
TikTok taught me.
Well, we've learned. Thank God for TikTok. Where would we be without it?
Okay, now that is one way to find an opener. NBK just clothesline with the naded off door, and perhaps not anticipating such an early engagement. It has led to G2 in hot pursuit of 10.
And this would be a nice one, right? Because, look, sure, they didn't get the conversions off the back of it, but they can have them a little bit delayed, right?
Hi guys, welcome to the tutorial. Today we're going to be talking about...
That's not your Rushley accent.
You're right. That was Hunter.
Ah, okay.
As for Jack's position, you can go ahead and learn that one in your own time, but he is just trying to feign an intent towards top as they do look to gather up for a rather swift, on the fly, 1 minute mark, wall of smokes. It's the diagonal. Gives you more room to clear out that red container, and you can walk close onto it. The only counter to which is that spicy little warehouse corner. No one's there, secret's clear, and they will trundle down. Now there is, I imagine, a lot of uncertainty. Was there an entire squad behind that? Do they have answers, Chad?
No information right now. Literally none whatsoever. There aren't any lobby presence. Dexter's still floating over towards ramp. There's no sound cues that have come in their way just yet. They're just having to worry about the smoke and the mirrors that are being played with here.
Flying blind.
Well, Frozen has just gone back towards Yard, but he doesn't know what's crossed. Need to be very careful on all of these little steps, and actually all heading over towards Decon, the single door. We saw MOUZ do something similar within the first half. One player gets close to the door, we'll pry that open, the smoke will land, they'll peel through it into the site. Almost rinse and repeat of some of the moves we've seen.
Testament to how little they know. Frozen just went up heaven at the 15-second mark. He was more concerned about top site with that rifle. I guess they might just want to save this now.
Good call.
You are not going to go anywhere near that site.
Here's the thing, and the number disadvantage and the fact that they, you know, gambled incorrectly, right? They were expecting a top hit or maybe a top wrap to come around from heaven. This is the best maneuver they can do. Hold on to the M4, hold on to the AUG. Your loss bonus in the next round of play is only going to be 1900. So they can just have this type of a round. They can get one more, right? So at least they can be threatening. They can ply these weapons one more time. If they could find an AK here, if somebody gets a little bit too silly on the way out the door from G2, a weapon on the ground, that'd be lovely, lovely. It doesn't look to be the case, and well, one player dies, the round gets converted, and G2 will be grabbing 10.
Mousepad like a vicious right swipe. could be a bit of a meme. Torzy.
There's a top hut molly coming in here. Nobody top hut, and well, Torzy can guarantee that nobody drop vent. So that was the avenue right there that G2 were trying to constrict. Either way, Torzy getting on down is going to have that information quite early. Nico's already been able to get himself into secret. 11 assists for Nico. He's having one of those games. We've all had one of those games.
It's an in-game leader game.
You don't like those type of games because you're like, if I only
10 HP, 10 HP lower, 10 HP.
Ping down.
He has got his AK-47, so that shouldn't be a conversation so much. And looking for info safely. Looks like Jax is having no issues. Catches little excursion towards the lockers, and now, well, MBK can grab himself an AUG. Tight line, good info. Knows they're coming towards Hell's position, and now confirmed by the sound. He's just holding this line, though. Surely not paranoid eventually.
He has to be so careful here.
Oh, Manessi's going to jiggle eventually as well. Oh, he's gone for it. Just straight into the window. Gets it away for a moment. It's Dexter's Deeg. Bemis as well in the feed. This is close now. Nico spotted. Bemis doesn't have armor behind that. Really has to pick his jewels wisely. Dexter. Oh, what am I talking about? Excuse me. Both equipped with the armor and now the weaponry.
Well, Amanek needs to be the next to make a move, right? Because the information for Nico is coming on through. The bomb's down to 25 seconds left. Amanek needs to join up and help the pack. If he can alleviate the pressure from Bemis, then Nico can take the fight towards Dexter, but neither are favorable.
It has to be topside now. The pressure on the T's, heavy now. This burden, Bemis, ready and strikes. That could and should be the round unless Amanek's got his Nikes on. And we'll call it 10-10. Wow, a great recovery out of MOUZ. It was starting to look a little bit like G2 were dictating the pace. But straight back to regular proceedings, keeping it close, and incredibly, so are MOUZ Sports in the fragging department. There is only, little maths is hard, 4 separating top from bottom in this 5-man squad.
Yeah, this was a big play from MBK, right? This was with the saved gun. So that allowed Dexter to come on through because when that extra exchange came in, you're not expecting another player to be peeling out and looking in that direction. And look, I think that one of the things that both of these teams are doing well, and one of the things of why these rounds are playing out quite slow is the angle management that is being, like, they're not giving anything away, right? They're not overstepping the mark. They're happy to play this tight, turtled up Counter-Strike. And, well, look, the force buy was, they're done now. We've got the bigger guns out. Nico's the only one with the emission. That's a deagle for him. 4 AKs alongside. Still a bucket of utility to work with. But speaking of utility, MOUZ have truckloads, right? They've used their protocol nades. They've whacked out their early mollies. But look how much they're holding on to. Torzy with a full bag. Frozen with basically the same. Lots of smokes remaining. A couple of mollies too. So MOUZ are aware of what type of pace is coming out here. And they're not throwing out those nades willy-nilly.
Yeah, now I'm intrigued to see Torzy's reaction to the wall of smokes. Is he just going to dip straight back to hell, or is he going to try and find something? Yeah, he is. Lines up the stop incendiary. That can at least confirm that no one will have beaten you down on your rotate. They are going to gather ramp and BK late lobby, or not even late, straight in. That was so premature. They were still there. They was just gathering for the ramp pop. NBK gets info, but it costs him his life, and now Dexter's got a lot on his plate. Crosshair was there, now up to Torzy. A miss, and he won't get many more chances. A quick scope to Jax's belly puts us back into the 3v3. They have to descend this ramp. Bomb there on the back of Manessi. Hunter still controlling lobby. Bemis on that CT vent if and when they try and return to the top site. They do have at least one responsible for lower, so they can stick around here.
Little timing. This is going to be everything. With Torzy peeling around warehouse, is he going to peer into main? He does.
Oh, but he's ready. Quick hit at the crouch key, and there, Bemis still patience rewarded, and that's a lovely cleanup. MOUZ, they weren't letting the overthinking get the better of them there.
Well, that was handled in a big way, and we're just going to adjust the camera. We wanted to make sure we get Torzy's face on those player games for everybody at home. I like the new angle we've adopted on the side, because that means we don't get forehead camera anymore, and you get a bit more depth. And I like that one if people caught it in the break. It's like in the booth behind them. You feel like you're with the team, right? You're a giraffe, but you do feel like you're there.
Yeah, just seeing behind the mono has always been like a... suddenly you realize, oh my god, they are actually just playing the same game.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know why my brain needs that, but it does help.
It's also cool to like actually get to see the motions in which people address the game, and look, that's the human element of it.
Ooh, I love it. Smooth from this Zeus, unless he's trying to get some style points, and MBK's a little too far away, I'm afraid. No sound effects going to be deployed just yet.
Yeah, nobody take any risks here. Look, he can peel around the corner, sure, but...
If he had any other weapon, he's got such a good surprise.
Maybe the would be better.
And MBK to pad the stats. 2 more on his plate. Give him another, and they shall. Okay, 4 rounds is all MOUZ need to take their map pick here. G2 on the T side, but now equipped. Not enough for a T-side AWP, but we will get all those AKs and goodies in play.
I wonder if they get a bit more quickness into this G2. The round that they went quick early after they won the pistol was one rifle and 4 MAC 10s, and they went into lower and they all just spread out and died, right? That was what went down when they went a little bit quicker. The slower pace stuff, they're getting space, but they're coming back. MOUZ are playing these mid-round situations very well. Level of expectation here, right? And I hate this, but it's one of those cliches. This is about playing your own game, right? You can do as much prep as you want. You can understand how these players are approaching, but there's no in-game leader in the server right now for G2, at least not Alexi. And this is quick. Nico over the top is going to take down one, gets traded on out, and they have a bit more pace.
Yeah, already the headshots are coming. Good God, chat, that is so quick. The round concludes. 1 minute 30 still on the clock. Torzi falls. Dexter alone. That is a quick way to find the headshots. Lovely. Well, Chad, you were bang on. Throw bodies into sight with pace.
Yeah, and hit the shots. That's always the integral part of Counter-Strike. One of the strats I used to love calling was the 5 headshot strategy. And when it works, it's beautiful. When it doesn't, you've got yourself a lot of problems. But the back and forth continues here, 12 to 11. It is almost feels like it's going round for round at this point. I know they've been stringing a couple of consecutive together, but nothing, it feels like it's broken the other team, right? They're always just able to find a solution, get themselves back in it. Let's see how many more rounds G2 can string together here. One more will break the economy of MOUZ if they don't get any saves through.
This is a bit like the MAC 10s, but with AKs. Let's see how this gets countered. Torzi does drop the util. Nico disrespects it straight through at the cost of half his health. He's now quick, though. Very quick. They can build upon this, or they can use him as a late arrival. Frozen, shadow advantage. Oh, just looked away. Just looked away. And just like that, Jax has got him sitting ducks.
Oh,
1 and
beautiful.
2 get plucked. Torzi does have a good power position in heaven. Smokes will obscure his view, and now they can go anywhere with this. Don't forget, there's already Nico sleeping and slinking elsewhere.
Oh, he was.
Oh, yeah, he's been found by NBK, so now the actual mystery has been solved. He can confirm it, as NBK's just going to walk up secret and say no one else.
If they can't walk in alone here, you need some tradability. I think Amanek's just going to try and walk out hard. He is. He's just walking into topside. He's not clearing above him.
He's such a gamer, but he hasn't checked.
Hello?
It.
You just saw him. No.
The thigh, a cheeky bit of thigh from Dexter, unspotted.
Oh, dear.
Yeah, MOUZ, they're going to take this one and they'll run with it straight through the wallbang for 13, and certainly unlucky for some. G2 down to the doldrums, really. 2,400 on Amanek, 3,400 on Nico. It will not be a fall by. And got to give credit to Amanek. I think he was at the top of the score, but he was top fragging in it against LFO, and now he's just under Manesi, 18 frags. Yeah,
not too bad. Look, Nico still has 11 assists to his name, so...
But don't forget, Kassad would rather have any other player. Any other player. What's he talking about?
Spicing up the death segment for him, at least.
Yeah, no, I love it.
I'm sure Yanko's ready to go back in the ring.
And I'm sure Trace is encouraging them to disagree. But I'd love to hear Kassad actually justify it as opposed to just make some grunting noises to justify it.
All right, you really adding some spice to the mix now?
Look, I know his name. I see him eating breakfast alone every morning. I want him to succeed, bro.
All right, well, let's see if G2 can get anything done with these pistols. They will be able to buy guns in the next. Right now, Nico has the space again, but the space it hasn't really been netting them too much. And a few of these, even with 2 openings from Jax peeling through main, they're unable to convert. So G2 might be almost done on Nuke if they're unable to convert rounds like that in the future. But there's a lot of sweeping late. They're hoping that players are chasing the tail of the space that's lost. And again, it's quite a turtle setup here, right? We can run through the CT setup while we're waiting this out, right? We've got Dexter over towards ramp. He's playing a position where he can drop and fall, right? He takes a fight, he can drop immediately. We've got Torzi, right? Take a look at this kid. Look at the position that Torzi's playing. Oh, hold up. We're taking a look at Jackie's boost. But Torzi's just monitoring outside, right? Making sure they can't come heaven. And then the topside players are all clustered together, ready to respond as a unit.
If MOUZ let this round go, they'll once again just start to believe that this is not their game. They can't let this slip, and they're not. Lovely. Torzi 2. Amanek still a problem, and Amanek, speak of the devil, can he get anything more done? He just delivers the AWP to the leader of MOUZ as they continue to edge closer and closer. That was just Deagles trying their luck towards ramp, but 14 now found, and their map is getting closer and closer to conversions. Mirage is up next.
Yeah, and they picked MOUZ yesterday against Entropic, right?
Yeah, right. So it's not going to be something that they're particularly slouches on.
But we will see more of the slow T side, right? They get to start on the CT side, which is something a little bit different here. You got Xtaz behind them right now having a chat. Now, one of the keys that I want to highlight right now is the fact that m0NESY does have his AWP. Now, that's great, but it's hard to manufacture openings on the T side against a well-regimented team, right? They're going to be throwing the protocol utility. There will be a molly towards heart, a molly towards door, right? So that's already two positions that the ramp could look, for the AWP could look for an opening pick that are going to be hard through the flames. So this is not going to be easy for him to find an opening kill. And with how reserved they're playing towards Yard, it's not like he can just go and search for that opening fight against that of Torzy.
Perhaps m0NESY can with an AWP.
Yeah, look, but that's the question, right? Is all of these areas, it's very easy to negate that position. And the turtle setup that they're doing, or at least traditionally doing, you're not going to see too much of it.
So like in terms of NiKo making a call to try and find that open, he might just say, I'll go do it myself. And there he does. Fall on a quick play towards Mini. Frozen does his due diligence and finds it. Let's see, dexter playing a reactive smoke defense here. And jiggles out. m0NESY does punish that. That's what they needed. That's a good start. And now we need some more. Descending into the lower side, completely unguarded. A smoke for the single, and now it's up to MBK. He gets the info at least, but with the glass broken, he has to remain paranoid. Oh, yes, that's perfect. Coming in from behind. MBK's not considered this. And neither did Hunter. Fortunately, Amanek's ready. 20th frag posted by the super sub. And, well, it's, at the business end for MOUZ, you are so close, you might just have to find yourself saving all of your goodies.
Yep. That's the thing. You're in such a strong position within the game, but you don't have an option to go for a round like this. You need to hold on to the weapons. You need to make sure that you can get a full buy round in the next. Otherwise, things can start to spiral out of control here.
But yeah, I'm workshopping it. It's a new theory, but I do think m0NESY's been one of those players I've seen punish the professional players jiggle the most. Like this jiggle smoke defense from dexter, it's just not going to work against this fella.
He's pretty quick, right?
It's just that, like, I watched him try and pre-fire in an AWP clutch on Dust 2 earlier. Like, he pre-fired the AWP.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, come on, that's not a thing.
The thing is, it's one of these scenarios where I don't think I've seen anybody quicker than him, right? I think a lot of people want to have the conversation that Kenny was as quick or it can be as quick, but I don't know. There's just something about him. There's just something about him that is awfully fast. Now,
it's not hyperbole when we say the quickest or he's damn lightning fast.
Well, this is actually the last timeout called from Cyclone, right? The last timeout available here for MOUZ, so this is going to need to get them across the line. Amanek's actually invested into a Mac 10, and if I'm just taking a little bit of a look at his spawn, what number is he in the server right now? Number 4, he has the best spawn. So if you were going to throw in a mix-up at this point, if you're going to do something fast, if you're going to do an event drop, he's in the perfect position to lead the charge. And he also has a HE, right? So we look at these little bits and bobs to help put the picture together. Amanek can nade open the squeaky door for him. They can molly top hot. He's able to go out fast. If they want, they can go towards ramp, right? They can nade open squeaky, and they can head over towards. There's plenty of options, but eyes on Amanek here. I think this will dictate the round.
Yeah, you're right. Nade in his hand. Let's see if there is pace behind it. Charging in. Quick smoke to extinguish.
It's gonna go through, I think.
Yeah, just waits for the nade. Charging in off the flash. Looking to clear, and yeah, draws fire, but no one else is coming through. Good counter flash, but already into the lobby. A good crunch from MOUZ as 15 looms. It's Hunter onto dexter. Torzy still present in trophy. Hunter has to keep his head on a swivel. Hoping Torzy gets greedy for this. Oh, Torzy, are you really aware? Are you really considering that? That's crazy.
Good heads up play.
Yeah, I can't believe you even thought about that. I mean, that's the bomb coming through the smoke at you, and he's ready for it. Still, we'll take 15. MOUZ certainly will.
I want to point this out because right now over there for MOUZ, you highlighted it earlier, right? You talked about the fact that there wasn't too many frags disparity from top to bottom of the team. It's still kind of a team effort at this point, right? You've got 20 kills for Torzy, yeah, sure, but everybody else is relatively close, and that's the deal. This is they're playing like a team. Because these setups they're doing mean you have to play like a team. If one link in that chain broke, you're in a lot of trouble. And right now over there, G2, well, that chain of NiKo is having a hard time, having a rough go of things. Might be too late to activate him now, but the final round for G2 with the weapons out again. And he's got that space one more time.
Yeah, and I mean, I'm sure from the MOUZ Sports perspective, a map win after yesterday's losses against G2 on your map pick, it was compulsory for confidence. And you know, seeing Torzy take a leap in that direction, NiKo just caught out again on his solo adventure secret. Dexter's been great so far, at least getting one and getting out. He's Molotov perfectly out of position, has to drop. Full blind. Caught out is Jax. Frozen is there in time to provide the backup necessary. 3 versus 5. Oh, and another jiggle punish. Hunter and Amanek are not giving up without a fight. Suddenly, we find ourselves in an even keel, and there's plenty of time. He's not ready for this. What a reaggress from Dexter.
How's he not dead?
Yeah, he should be. He is now. Amanek secures it, and now they are so disconnected from the pack. Torzi and Bemis, they might just have to plant their feet and hope.
He loves this CT vent, though, Bemis, right? We've already seen him find some success from there, and one of the keys to him getting, well, to stay where he roosts is no Molotov, and there's no Molotov again, but the fact that both of them are gambling towards this top site is going to be massive. Amanek going to come up ladder here. He's the difference, but Bemis will be flanking this.
Yo, this is cool, especially with Torzi up close. No one's expecting that. He goes for a Hail Mary nose go. Sit on the second. Trade from heaven.
There's still a chance.
Trade from heaven. Bemis a 1v2 to close out their map pick. A good feeling, especially in his absence in Katowice. He's here to prove a point. Manesi on the other side in this 1v1. A duel, a battle of wits. 2 young guns, and Bemis does secure it. MOUZ Sports will take their map and take it with a smile. A big double, a 1v2 from Bemis, 16-12. G2 back to the drawing board and gonna have to go ahead and take a bit of a break outside to talk about Mirage. Mirage map 2, MOUZ 1-0.